Hi everyone, Summer here with AstariaSen, and I'm doing the It's Not My Aesthetic um, hashtag VR to Mixtress Ray, where she talks about decks that are not quite her aesthetic. So I have two decks here that really aren't my aesthetic. I don't actually have a lot of decks that aren't, but I figured I'd share the two that are not. So this is Deviant Moon. I've actually had it since I first started doing tarot. But this is a deck, while I find the art very interesting and it gives some interesting readings even, the art style is definitely not my aesthetic. I'm very, kind of fluffy decky, kind of. Not exactly, but kind of, and very fairy, not so much death and creepy. And there's a lot of creepy in this deck, but it's still a good deck. It's a quality deck, and it's one that's why it's still sitting in my collection, is because it's, even though it's not my aesthetic, it's still something that I have an enjoyment in reading in. And then the second one is one I recently got, and it's the Embroidered Forest Tarot. And you would think that it is my aesthetic. So parts of it are and parts of it are not. For example, the shiny, shimmery thing that it has on this edging right there, totally my aesthetic, right? However, the art itself is not my aesthetic. There's a lot of animals, mostly animals and insects in here, which is not something that I tend to read with. So that's definitely not my style of reading cards. I don't connect with animals very well, but I got this deck because I just really, something called to me for it. It was one of those decks that it's a deck I'm not going to get often, this kind of deck. So I just don't have a lot of them. So this is not my aesthetics. I pulled out the death card in both of them. So you can see like a big difference in the two decks for sure. And in a way, like this one is kind of my aesthetic just because of like colorings and different things with the deck, but specifically picture wise, neither are kind of my aesthetic. So that's all I have for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this, as I know it's a super short video. So I hope you guys have a very great day.